Have you ever apologised when you've done nothing wrong? Or shut down when someone raises their voice? Or felt exhausted from always keeping the peace? What if those aren't just personality quirks? They could even be trauma responses. Hello everyone, I'm Debs Barrett from Adapt Counselling, and each week I bring to you various topics from my experience of working with different clients. And this week's Wednesday Words is going to be on the subject of trauma responses. I'm going to talk about the trauma responses we might carry every day without even necessarily realising it, because recognising the very first step towards healing. Now, trauma doesn't have to be one big dramatic event. The nervous system is set up to protect us, and millions of years ago these responses were helpful in the days where we used to live in caves and we had to run out and fight a predator or run away, but it's not so helpful these days. And the issues I've just mentioned are not character flaws at all. They are biological adaptations that our brain has made us develop as a result of being in different situations. And I'm going to talk about 6 different trauma responses. Some may be familiar. First one, people pleasing. Do you constantly say yes when you mean no? Do you feel responsible for other people's emotions? And do you apologise a lot, even when it's not your fault? This can be sometimes called fawning. Strange word that, isn't it? If conflict felt dangerous when you were a child growing up, keeping everyone happy has become a survival strategy. Does that make sense? Second one, emotional numbness or shutting down. When you feel detached, foggy, or like you're watching your own life from a distance. We struggle to feel joy, sadness, or even any emotion clearly. You see, numbness is like the nervous system's circuit breaker. It kicks in when feelings feel too massive to survive. Next we have hypervigilance, always waiting for something to go wrong. Do you automatically scan rooms as soon as you walk into them? Searching for danger? From the subconscious mostly. Do you read the tone of voice and facial expressions of others constantly? You can't fully relax, even in safe situations, like when you're sitting comfortably in your own home. This makes sense because at a very young age, your brain would have learnt that danger could come at any moment. So it never fully switches off. Amazing, isn't it? Number 4, difficulty trusting even safe people. And I'll admit, this is one I've had to grow over a lot of obstacles in order to talk about, and it's still work in progress. Do you push people away just as they get close? Are you waiting for people to leave you or to let you down? Like a pattern that's happened constantly in your life. Do you feel suspicious of kindness? You see, if the people who were supposed to protect you caused harm, why would your nervous system trust anyone anymore? Number 5, anger or irritability that feels out of proportion to the event that's happened. So you fly off the handle at really, really small things, or you feel intense rage and then shame about feeling that way afterwards. Anger is often the outer layer, protecting something more vulnerable underneath. Fear, grief, helplessness are all examples of these internal feelings that can be protected by anger outbursts on the outside. Number 6, chronic overthinking and difficulty making decisions. We often call this ruminating, when things go round and round and round and round our head the whole time, driving us to the very end of our tether. We replay conversations for days. We have anxiety about even the smallest decisions we have to make. There's a fear of getting it wrong and the consequences which might follow. Therefore, that stops us doing anything. Procrastination rules. This comes from a place when mistakes once led to punishment or chaos. The mind learns to check and recheck and check and recheck everything that happens to us. Now, if you see yourself in those aspects that I've spoken about, it may be helpful to acknowledge that. These responses are not bad in themselves. They actually kept you safe at one point. They made complete sense then. It's just that sometimes we carry on behaviours that we used to adopt years ago because we don't actually realise that we no longer need to behave that way in the here and now, if that makes sense. The fact that you're watching this video now and you're open and curious already matters. I'm just going to recap what I've mentioned very quickly. First of all, we had people pleasing or fawning, emotional numbness, hypervigilance, difficulty trusting, anger or irritability that feels really out of proportion to the event that caused it, and finally, chronic overthinking. What can we do about this then? Is there any hope? Yes, 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 there's hope. I'd like to say to you right here, right now, that trauma responses are not who you are. They are what happened to you, and they can change. I know from personal experience, and I know how long it takes to process trauma. It's something that I work with in my daily counselling with clients. There is no quick fix, but it's definitely worth working on, and you can definitely heal from the pain that trauma leaves unresolved. which of these aspects that I talked about resonates with you the most? And when do you notice it coming up for you? It may help to journal, to write down your thoughts, your feelings, emotions. And if you keep doing this, it can be really beneficial because you can look back over a period of time and connect some bits together. I've done it myself and it's really empowering. Therapy, especially trauma-informed approaches, can really help. If you've enjoyed this video, found it helpful, please share with your friends or anybody else you feel might benefit. Please leave me some comments below and take time to think about what I've said today. These are your Wednesday words from Adapt Counselling, where we learn to adapt with awareness, patience and care. Until the next time then, be kind to yourself. I'm Deb Sparrett from Adapt Counselling. Bye bye now.